3 பேர் இருந்தாங்க.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitya Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitya Gaura Hari Bo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Satasri Srimad His Divine Grace Avai Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swamy Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Si Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki नाम आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की, श्री प्रभुपाद की, प्रभुपाद अनुका की, सामवेद भक्त वृंद की, Nittai Gaur Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So, welcome to all of you. Hare Krishna. Today we had a wonderful transcendental picnic, and many of them are have not yet reached here. We have gone to the Kaveri river and gone with their Lordship Shishi Gauranitai and celebrated a wonderful festival. Celebrated a wonderful festival, which is very amazingly unique pastime of the Lord. And some of you may have come for the festival, and some of you may not have. Some of you may have known about it, some of you may have not known about it. But we had a transcendental festival, and we heard a unique pastime of the Lord. And I thought it is befitting for us to speak not on that, but on something related to that. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yattati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvatah. This is very beautifully explained by the Supreme Lord in the 10th chapter. That is, Krishna is explaining very nicely about the rarity of people in this world understanding God. It's not something that is easy and common. Most people do not know God fully. And in fact, of late, many Hindus are thinking, after a new movie is outside creating havoc in the minds of many people, called the Kerala story. One person know, after seeing the movie, I know one thing, that Hindus don't know about God. There's one thing I know. He summarized it apart from the other amazing things that I did not know. He said one thing that very sure in my mind is that not only Hindus don't know God, nobody knows about God. Nobody knows about God. I said, very interesting. What were you doing all these days? He said that I did not bother, and now I think I have to bother about it. So in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, in the 3rd shloka, this is Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yattati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mamveti tatvatah. Translation: out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, And of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. See, it's not so easy to know God. Mostly, most people misunderstand. That is the easier thing to do. The easier thing to do is to quickly misunderstand, give some speculations, think that you know, act like you know. This is what I found myself doing initially when I first met devotees from America and Europe, and they were all shaved head and all that. And I was a big engineer and design engineer and working in an MNC. And I was looking at them, what do you know? And I came to know that I don't know. It was so shocking. How can you speak anything about Hinduism and Bhagavad Gita? What do you know? That was the type of attitude I had. And then I came to know that actually I am the one who does not know. After sitting in one or two of these classes, I asked so many questions. Who told you this? It's mentioned here in the Bhagavad Gita. Why do you ask me this? You're an Indian, born and brought up here. That was so insulting to me. And he took upon that and said, see, you don't know. You don't know. And now, after a long time, still we don't know. We require the Kerala story to tell us that we don't know. All the time you think you know. These most dangerous people are the people who think that they know, but they actually don't know. Human society has been spoiled by people who think that they know. I think I told you there's an old Arabian proverb. He who knows and knows that he knows, follow him. He who does not know and thinks he knows, keep away from him. Right? He who does not know and does not know that he does not know is a fool. Shun him. It's a whole Arabian proverb. So here, I just want to recollect with you, Krishna is saying, many thousands of men who endeavor for something to do with spiritual life, hardly one knows me. Why? It's like that. Why it is difficult? Is God made it very difficult to know Him? No, it is just that we don't follow the process that God has given to get to know Him. Most people want to know God by their own process. If you read the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will tell you exactly how to get to know Him. Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavan yaschashmatatvataha. He's telling this is the way to know me through devotion, through love. By bhakti, you can get to know me very easily. But if you try all these other indirect forms and acrobatics, if you try karma, if you try jnana, if you try yoga, it's far, far difficult to understand. And there are a lot of impediments in that. But it's so natural for an atma, for a person, to understand me through a relationship of love. And in fact, you'll understand me in full, in completeness. Purnam Brahma Sanatanam Ahobhagyam Nandagopa Vanaukasham Yan Mitram Paramanandam Purna Brahma Sanatanam. Oh, how fortunate are the people of Vrindavana. Ahobhagyam, Nandagopa Vanaukasam. Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda and all these gopis and the gopas and Vrindavana, how fortunate they are. Why? Yan Mitram Paramanandam, the Parama Brahma, he has become their friend, is moving around like a small child in their household, and is Purna Brahma, complete Godhead, Sanatanam. They're able to relate with him in completeness because they have followed exactly the process of full devotion to the Lord. The Pandavas, they had Krishna as their messenger, as a chariot driver, as a doorkeeper, watchman, as a person who watched everybody's feet during the Rajasuya sacrifice, welcoming everybody. That is the seva he was given. For Yudhishthira Maharaj Rajasuya Yajna, Krishna's service was wash everybody's feet, all the guests who come. This is Purna Brahma Sanatanam doing that seva for Yudhishthira Maharaj. Why? Why is he become so accessible to the Pandavas? Because of their love for him, because of bhakti. This is the way to know God. Why do you try to do all sorts of other things? This is the information given in the Bhagavad Gita. So you make it difficult for knowing God by your own feeling that I have a method, I know how to do it, this is the way to do it. It becomes tough. That's why Krishna is saying, Manushyanam Sahasreshu, thousands and thousands of people. Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye. Out of all thousands and thousands of people, hardly one or two people achieve some amount of perfection in spiritual life. And out of all those people who have attained such a perfection in spiritual life, hardly one knows me. Even though they are perfected in spiritual life, but they don't know God. That's very interesting. Even though you may be very great spiritualist, still you may not know who is God properly. But in Vrindavan, Purna Brahma Sanatanam, 100% they know who is God. And they are with Him all the time in love and devotion. This is what is the message of Bhagavad Gita. The message of Bhagavad Gita is of love, is about relationship of love with God. That should be understood. Some one person at least in human society should tell people this, because it's so rare anyway. At least one person should say the right thing. See, normally people are inclined in this material world to propagate the wrong thing more easily than the right thing. See, in a village, there were farmers and goat herds and cow herds and all sorts of people. So once upon a time, a young boy, nice looking young boy, he was having goats. So he was rearing his goats. And something happened there. Therefore, there was a big fight. And then there was a murder, killing. So they were standing in front of the king with a big complaint. This goat herd boy killed my father. 3 brothers. These were killed my father. And there was a big commotion. So the king wanted to hear the story. So he asked, what is it? Why did this happen? Did you do it? The boy was looking so nice, tender, nice face, bright face. But he was a little disturbed and he was showing bodily language that I couldn't have done it. I'm not a person who kills people. He didn't look like that. But I have a problem with these 3 fellows. So the king asked, please tell me, they're accusing you of killing their father. So he said, you see, I actually did not intentionally do anything. My goats went inside his farm a little bit and chewed up some leaves. Just one stray goat. This man, so rude, took up a big stone and gave a whack. Threw that stone on that goat. That's, just coming of age, that goat instantly died, hit on the head by the stone. What a cruel man. And I saw my goat is dead. I immediately took up that same stone and threw in the air. That stone went and fell on that man's head. What I can do? He died. I had no intention of killing him. I was just angry that people are like this. This poor goat dead is chewed 1 or 2 leaves from your farm. I was so angry, I threw it in the air. That when it landed on his head, I didn't think like that. I had no intention of killing him. Just angry that these people said you killed my father. So I don't do it with any intention. And then a fight rose, and I fought them, and we fought them. This. So we are here. So the king said, "You know what is a punishment for killing a person? You are the person who has killed him. Whether you had intention or not, by your action he has killed. That the punishment is you should die." But the king was feeling, this small boy, how will I give him this type of a punishment? I don't think he even knows what he has done. He was also feeling very how to solve this problem. These three people are very intent. Give him some punishment. He killed my father. So it's a real problem for the king. So that boy said, if you think I have killed the boy, I've killed the father of them, and if you think I have done wrong, I don't mind if you want me to die. King became very surprised. Do you know what you're talking? What can I say? You are the king, and you're telling me the punishment for killing somebody is you must die. Okay, just give me 3 days, please. He said. He became serious, the boy, and said, give me 3 days. I want to go. I have one sister, and I want to go and settle up everything. My father, property, everything, I have to put it in her place because I will not be there anymore for her. My father passed away. So he's not there. So I have to do that and make her secure, and then I'll come back. Give me 3 days. Then everybody was murmuring, 3 days, he's trying to escape. He's trying to fool the king. Trying to fool the king. So the king said, in the 3 days' time, if you don't come, who will stand for you and take your punishment? This is dharma. Somebody has to stand up for you. Then he looked around the court and said, somebody will stand up for me? He looked around the court. No, he does not know anybody. So then he saw a nice boy like him. He will stand for me. Just pointed at that boy. He doesn't even know that boy. This boy will stand for me. That king recognized him and said, what is your name? My name is Raghu. You will stand for this boy in turn in case he doesn't come? Yeah. What? Do you know what you're saying? If he doesn't come, you'll have to go and get, you have to die. It's okay. King was very surprised. My gosh. Then he said, okay. And the boy went. And everybody was waiting for 3 days. There's all gossiping going around the entire village. That boy is not going to come back. Everybody will try to save their life here. This boy is not going to come back, and the king is going to get fooled, and this useless boy who volunteered is going to die. My gosh, all sorts of crazy things are going to happen. What is the meaning of this dharma? What people start talking all, people start talking a lot. I think those days they didn't have social media, they could put up all these things. I think like this, I think like that. So the king also was disturbed. Something strange happened here like that. And then he was hoping mostly the boy will not come back. He'll save his life. That's what he thought. And the whole third day almost passed. I said, okay, he's not coming back. He's cheated. In the night, the boy came running. His all shirt was torn, and this thing, he was looking very tired and hungry. He went all the way to his place and came back to keep his word. I'm here, king, to keep up my word. I am ready to die as per your punishment. And the king said, why did you come back? Why did you not escape? Why did you not escape? And the boy said something amazing in that assembly. He said, if I do that, it's bad for humanity. That, see, people don't keep up their word. I'll become the person who starts that type of a thing. No, I want to keep up my word. I don't want to do disservice to humanity, to your kingdom, and disrespect to you, and not keep up my word. This is not good for humanity. So I came back. I was very amazed. Then he thought, he's come back now. Then he thought, I should ask this fellow, you Raghu fellow, why did you stand up for this fellow? You don't even know him. Then that boy said, it's inhumane for a person who is in need. And he said he intentionally did not kill. He's an innocent fellow. He's of my same age. I wanted to lend myself support to him. In human life, in humanity, if somebody doesn't stand up for somebody who's truthful, then it sends a bad message. So I stood up for him because I felt in my heart this boy is truthful. And I had firm faith that he'll come back. King was very surprised. In my kingdom, I did not know all these things. Then hearing these two things happening, the three brothers also were very moved. They said, King, you can excuse this boy. Please pardon him. We don't want anything to do with it. King said, my gosh, this is even more surprising to me. Why is it that you people are doing this? Why you came and complained to me that murdered? You see, if we don't forgive, humanity will be destroyed. Right? I can see that now, Raghu was willing to give his life, and that boy has explained, and he has come back. He's definitely a nice boy. He's not intentionally killed my father. So I think he should be excused. He should be forgiven. The king became very amazed. It takes one person to save humanity. It takes one person to do the right thing and say, this is the right thing to do. When everybody else thinks another way, it takes the right to not spoil your thinking by other people. We should do what is right. We should do what is right. Dharma means doing what is right. And the society becomes pure. It's easy to become Krishna conscious, easy to become God conscious. If we are following Dharma, Bhaktivedanta Swamy Prabhupada is one person. It is mentioned that all his gurus, other disciples were not so keen and willing to do what he was willing to do. That is, to go to the Western world and preach this message of the Bhagavad Gita, which was the desire of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the guru of our founder. He gave an instruction, and he said that it is Lord Chaitanya's prediction. Prithivite ache jata nagaradigram sarvatra prachar hoibe moranam. In every town and village in this world, my name will be sung in Kali Yuga, which is already happening. And Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada believed it's correct, it will happen. Many others thought that all over the world, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it only means Bengal village, because Lord Chaitanya came in Bengal. All the villages in Bengal will chant. But Prabhupada said, no, it says Prithvi te ache jada nagar vikram. In the Prithvi, every place. And in this way, he believed in it. And he said it will happen. So sometimes it takes one person who has full faith in the words of Krishna given in the Bhagavad Gita to affect other people. Most people are men of little faith. Easily their faith gets disturbed also. Easily, very easily. Anybody can disturb their faith. So, Krishna's words, he's saying here, hardly one knows me in truth. So you don't believe. It's not difficult for people to believe in God's word. They will believe in Kerala story. They'll believe in anything else that comes in the media. They believe and hear all these things and who believe in everything. But Krishna says, worship me, man mana bhava mat bhakta matyachi mam namaskuru. That's why Arjuna is saying, and Krishna is asking Arjuna, do you believe what I'm saying? Have you, tvayekagrena chetasa, have you with a single pointed attention heard me? The answers? Are you convinced? He verified. And then Arjuna said, yes. Nashtamoha smritir labdha tvat prasadat maya achyuta sthito asmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. I will do as you have said. I completely believe my illusion is gone. Now I understand it. Because previously he already concluded Param Brahma Parandhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Ahustvam Rishayas Sarve Devarshir Nardastata Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. I knew all these things before. Vyasa, Devala, and all these great rishis had said these things about you. But I just now I have understood it is true, whatever they said, because I heard you directly from you. You are Parabrahma, Parandhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashvatam, Divyam, the topmost, everything. Now I understand that. Having heard from you. So, what the Bhagavad Gita says is 100% true. But only that we are trained up and conditioned to follow a methodology as sort of a science for us to believe in things. We are conditioned by our education and everything. We think this is not a science. This is not a proper presentation. This is a faith-based. It's not just faith-based. You can't have just faith, blind faith. It's a lot of intelligence goes into you to apply this faith. It's a mixture of faith and intelligence because you can't understand it just by faith. It's a science that is presented by Krishna. Krishna consciousness is a science. It works. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Adu Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Atapachana Kriya Anartha Nivritti Syat. Like that, step by step. It's described here by Krishna. You start like this with a little faith, and then you go into this step and this step and this step. There are landmarks. It's not just blind faith. You don't have to have blind faith. And nobody is asking you to have blind faith. Everything can be answered, explained. And all these are questions asked by Krishna and Arjuna, asked by Arjuna, and Krishna is explaining them. Right? So, it's a question of how you are taught. Who teaches you? What type of a teacher have you relied upon? And there are a lot of pseudo teachers in Kali Yuga. That's a big problem. And because of hearing from all these pseudo teachers, finally, you don't know who is God. That's the result. But if you hear from genuine persons who genuinely work for humanity, no, we must say the right thing. We should not give a compromise thing. Just like the story you heard, I must give forgiveness. I must stand up for somebody who is truthful. I must keep up my word. These are all moral, ethical principles, high dharmic principles in life. This is what is justice. This is what a ruler should stand for. Shamelessly, truthfully. Right? So, Krishna is saying that very rarely people will believe this, or very rarely people will come to understand me. We should strive to follow Krishna's instructions as given by a pure devotee of the Lord. And we will instantly understand. And we will see our path is cleared very fast. And we can clearly understand who is God, who am I, what is this world, where am I, how do I get into this type of a situation. In this way, we can become successful in our life. It takes a strongly laden, determined person to stand by the truth. There are a lot of weak people in this world who can easily, with one blow, change their decision. If the wind blows this way, that way, they change their decision with it. They're willing to say, somebody talks to you and say, "Kya yaar, tumhara Bhagwan? What type of Bhagwan is here dancing with so many ladies in the dead of the night?" How really? How can Bhagwan do that? Actually, Bhagwan only can do that. You should not do that. Because if you do that, you're imitating Bhagwan. Because only Bhagwan can do it. And it's not 1, 2, 3, 16,108 wives he had. And when he danced in the night, it was lakhs and lakhs of gopis, not just few. And the time he danced for is one Brahma's night, one Kalpa. Nothing that you can do. You can never do any of that stuff. So actually, it's very nice. It's correct. Only God can do this. It's the other way around to understand. That's what Krishna is telling. You cannot understand me. You cannot understand me so easily. Because my activity is janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti. My birth and my activities are all transcendental. It cannot be understood by you in a material way. If you have this funny idea why he is dancing with so many women here, it's because you are feeling, I wish I could also do the same thing here. You may be thinking in your head like that. And that is a wrong thought. That's a wrong thought. Your approach is completely wrong, therefore you don't understand. You'll not understand God if you approach Him in a material way. You're supposed to understand spirituality, that your spirit soul, not this body. I have nothing to do with matter. Asangohi ayam purusha. Asanga. The soul has got nothing to do with matter. Separate. So in this way, if you take the proper lesson and understand, you will understand God. Why not? He has given you the way how to understand Him. And he explained laboriously all the questions that Arjuna has asked, mostly the type of questions that we will have. And if you make a thorough study of the Bhagavad Gita like this, you will be highly educated. You become highly educated. You will understand God very well. This is the contribution of Bhakti Vedanta Swamy Prabhupada. A rare or rarest of rare people who has very clearly, nicely explained who's God. And it's not only for Hindu religion. Anybody who reads it has always commented, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada really knows it. He explains it very clearly because he knows it. And if you get that experience, you know, I am edified. It's edification. I have come to understand. I have become a better human being. And like you saw those three characters in that story, you will do good for humanity because you really know the truth. Just like Arjuna came to know the truth. So it is not that Bhagavad Gita willy-nilly anybody's some book you will read and then try to speak Bhagavad Gita and go on your own trip like that. There is a way of understanding it. Bhaktyamam abhijanati, only my devotee knows. So you should follow a pure devotee and then you'll understand God. And guarantee is given by Krishna. If you follow, then you will understand. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Anybody has any questions? You can voice them. You can voice them in any language you want, except Greek and Latin. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Now Maya, Maya attack பண்ணி சொல்லி இப்போ அட்டாக் பண்ணி ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் அட்மிட் ஆகிறாங்க. திருப்பியும் மாயா ஜெயிச்சு கொண்டு வருவாங்க.
Say that again.
Actually மாயா மனைவி அட்டாக் பண்ணிருக்கு. சொல்லிட்டு தான் அட்டாக் பண்ணாரு கிருஷ்ணா. மனைவி அட்டாக் பண்ண போறாங்க. மாயா சக்தியால் மனைவி உடலை பாதிக்கப்படும் சொன்னாரு. இப்போ வந்து அவங்க பெரிய ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் அட்மிட் ஆயிருக்காங்க. அந்த மாயா மீண்டும் வாழ வைப்பாராம்.
இது வந்து உங்களுடைய ஒரு பர்சனலான ஒரு நிலைமை அதை பற்றி சொல்கிறீங்களா?
மனைவிக்கு இப்போ உடம்பு தான் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்.
நான் ஏதோ ரொம்ப பெரிய philosophical question கேட்குறீங்க. I thought you are asking about today's session something highly philosophical. You have a practical problem. Well, I can talk to you later about this. Unless it is something philosophical that you are talking. பர்சனலாக உங்களுக்கு எதாவது பேசணும்னா நான் அப்புறமா பேசிக்கிறேன். பட் உங்களுக்கு அதை பற்றி ஏதாவது philosophical question இருக்குன்னா கேட்டுக்கலாம். Is that a Maya attack? Oh, no, only I'm understanding. Maya attack on you. Why? இந்த உலகத்துல எல்லாருக்குமே வியாதி வரும். ஜன்ம மிருத்யு ஜரா வியாதி துக்க தோஷானுதர்சனம். எல்லாருக்குமே ஜன்ம மிருத்யு ஜரா வியாதி, birth, death, old age, disease will afflict everybody in this world. It cannot be called Maya. இந்த உலகமே மாயா தான், மாயாவுடைய உலகம் தான். உள்ள வந்துட்டீங்கன்னா மாயா அட்டாக் ஆல்ரெடி. ஹாஸ்பிட்டலுக்கு போனா மட்டும்தான் அட்டாக்னு நினைக்காதீங்க. A prisoner cannot think after going into the jail, only if I go into the high intensity jail, I'm really jailed. You're already jailed. He doesn't have to think, jail kulla ponapra, he doesn't have to think that only if they put me in high intensity imprisonment, I am really jailed. அது என்னன்னா உங்களுக்கு நார்மல் ஆயிடுது. ஜெயில் வந்து நார்மல் ஆயிடுது. நார்மல் லைஃபே ஜெயில் லைஃப். That is the problem. So we are already inside the material world, accepting a material body. That way we are already attacked by Maya. Karanam gunasangasya sadasad yoni janmashu. So it is not that we are getting attacked by Maya because my wife is in the hospital. We are already attacked by Maya. இல்லைன்னா இந்த உலகத்துக்கே வந்திருக்க மாட்டோம். இல்லைங்களா? இது வந்து கர்மா. This is your karma. For previous activities we have done, we are getting some result. Isn't it? Your karma is also there. So, bound to happen some of these things. We should, we should become more interested in seriously becoming God conscious and try to also see spiritual solution to the problem. Material solution also you must see, but you must also see it and understand it from a philosophical, spiritual viewpoint. Why this is happening to me? Like that also you must understand. Because it is not only your problem, everybody. Hospital is full of people. You are not the only person admitted. So many hospitals are filled with people. I am just coming, and after hearing from 2 people about some fatal disease that my father is affected by, my husband is like, please give blessing, please give this thing. Every day I hear somebody. This is a karma. Okay? Chant Hare Krishna. Pray to Krishna very sincerely. Bhagavan nenitha enna vena pannalam. Okay? Any other question?
If anybody have any questions, you can ask Maharaj.
Somebody there raised his hands. मराठी नहीं आता है, हिंदी में बोलो. ऐसे ऐसे पकड़ो माइक को सीधा मुंह के परपेंडिकुलर. हाँ,
अपना प्राण जो है एक चैतन्य है. मेरा अंडरस्टैंडिंग होता है तो एक चैतन्य पंचमहाभूत से बना हुआ है. अभी जो अपन जीवित है, अभी जो अपन जीवित है अपना प्राण, शक्ति, अनादि और अनंत है. After the death also they should be exist also. So we can feel that after the death, like the Pran Panchatattva, that is Chaitanya. We are feeling now Chaitanya Shakti, but that is after death we can we feel that in the, when we mix in this Panchatattva.
भगवत गीता में बताया है, आई एम आंसरिंग ए क्वेश्चन. भगवत गीता में बताया है जो आप बोलते हैं चैतन्य, भगवत गीता में बताया है कि आध्यात्मिक भाग आपका है जो आत्मा होती है. आप आत्मा हैं, आप ये भौतिक शरीर नहीं, एक भौतिक मन नहीं, एक भौतिक बुद्धि नहीं. आप निरंतर शाश्वत जीते हैं, लेकिन आपके ऊपर ये जो शरीर है वो आता है जाता है. जन्म आप लेते हैं और मृत्यु होती है. वो भगवत गीता में कृष्ण ने बताया, जातस्य ही ध्रुवो मृत्यु ध्रुवम जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मात् अपरिहर्यमर्ते न त्वाम सोचितुम अर्हसि. क्यों आपको इतना एंग्जाइटी हो रहा है? अर्जुन से बोल रहे हैं भगवान, अभी जो जीवन है वो चले जाएगा मृत्यु में, आप वापस आएंगे और एक बार और एक शरीर में, तो वो तो चलते रहता है. लेकिन आप शाश्वत निरंतर आत्मा आध्यात्मिक जीवन में होते हैं. तो आपका जो प्रश्न है, आप पूछते हैं कि ये जो हमारा मृत्यु होती है उसके बाद भी हम जान सकते हैं कि हम शाश्वत जी रहे हैं. हाँ, आपको अब भी जो ये शरीर में आप जी रहे हैं, आपको जो होती है वो बोध, कॉन्शियसनेस, वो वैसे ही रहेगा, सिर्फ शरीर नहीं रहेगा और आप दूसरे शरीर में जाएंगे, लेकिन आप शाश्वत वो बोध, वो कॉन्शियसनेस में रहेंगे. आपका कोई मृत्यु नहीं, आत्मा का मृत्यु नहीं. वो बताए हैं भगवत गीता में, अजो नित्य शाश्वतो अयम पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. जब ये शरीर मरता है, आप नहीं मरेंगे, आप तो शाश्वत जीवित रहेंगे. ठीक है, वो बताया भगवत गीता. हरे कृष्णा. The question he asked was, after I die, will I continue to be conscious and live? I said yes, because you are spirit soul, Bhagavad Gita tells us, and the body and the life and the birth we take and the death we go through is a cycle that keeps going on. The central changeless core is you as a conscious spirit soul, always existing. This birth and death is only changing around like a flux. That is a changing external thing, but you are constantly the same. This is an amazing discovery for most people. You must know that you don't die, only your body dies. And your conception of life in that body that dies. I am so and so, my name is so and so, I live in so and so place, I have such social media address, and I am following likes and dislikes, and my children, my property, my job, all that dies. But you will live continuously, because the next type of illusion will catch you in the next body with next type of designations and pronouns and everything, and you'll hold that for some time. Then that will also fall down. Then you'll take another body and be born in a different situation, in different type of thing. And again, another type of conceptions will catch you. All those things will keep dying and coming again. But you, who is in the grips of these type of misconceptions, you continue to exist always. So Krishna is telling, you belong to me. Mama evam sajiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. You are eternally my part and parcel. I am eternally your father. Pitaham asya jagato mata data pitamaha. I am your father, mother, grandfather, everything for you. Eternally. Not only in this lifetime. Why don't you recognize that? Because we don't recognize that. We go through ragging up and down in every life. Because you don't recognize your relationship with God, you continuously get harassed with so many temporary relationships which you build and you're made to lose at death. You build and you're made to lose at death. Like, they fry you in the tawa, left, right, in the heat. You keep on doing that to yourself because you don't recognize that you have an eternal relationship with God, with Krishna. All right, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, we profusely thank His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj for his wonderful discourse. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare
கிருஷ்ணா. அறிவிப்புகள். நம்ம பக்தர்கள் ஒவ்வொரு மாதமும் 2 ஏகாதசி விரதங்களுக்கு தெரியும். பக்தர்கள் இந்த ஏகாதசி விரதத்தை அனுஷ்டித்து வருகிறார்கள். இந்த வாரம், குறிப்பாக இந்த மாதம் வரக்கூடிய ஏகாதசி மிகவும் சிறப்பு வாய்ந்தது. இந்த பாண்டவ நிர்ஜல் ஏகாதசி அப்படின்னு வரக்கூடிய ஏகாதசி வருகின்ற புதன்கிழமை 31ஆம் தேதி, இந்த மே மாதம் வரக்கூடிய 31ஆம் தேதி, இந்த 31ஆம் தேதி வரக்கூடிய பாண்டவ நிர்ஜல் ஏகாதசி. ஆகவே இந்த ஏகாதசி கண்டிப்பாக
डाउट था पूछ लो अभी। श्री कृष्ण ने अर्जुन जी को साक्षात में उनको करके बिलीव भी है। तो जब हमारे पास यहाँ पे वो है तो भी कर लें। आसान तरीका नहीं होता, खुद ही आ गए हमें जैसे और सबको।
आपको सिर्फ दर्शन चाहिए, यहाँ पर ले लिए दर्शन, भगवान बैठे हैं। आपका उसको कुछ बोध भी चाहिए, उसका कुछ विद्या
नहीं।
अर्जुन सिर्फ दर्शन के लिए नहीं सुना है ये सब प्रश्न। दर्शन तो वो कर रहे थे, उनका मित्र थे कृष्ण। दर्शन के लिए नहीं, वो जो हमारे लिए चाहिए। अर्जुन तो निरंतर भगवान का लीला में थे, नहीं का है, लेकिन ये लीला इसलिए हम जानते हैं, आप जानते हैं, इसलिए तो ये प्रश्न सब पूछा हमारे लिए, जैसे कि हमारा प्रतिनिधि है, हमारा प्रतिनिधि है प्रश्न की, हमारे लिए की, ताकि हम जाने। तो सिर्फ दृष्टि नहीं है, सिर्फ दृष्टि और दर्शन के लिए नहीं किया। वहां पर भगवान के भक्त बनेंगे तो भगवान को बोधा से आसान में। लेकिन जो बहुत सारे लोग जो कुछ बोलते हैं, ये बताता है कि ये सब भक्ति नहीं जानता है, तब तक ये सब करना पड़ता है। भक्ति के मार्ग में चलेगा तो ये सब की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। तो भक्ति जानने के लिए ये तो भक्ति और वेदा का उत्तम शिक्षा है कि भगवान हम जैसे एक व्यक्ति हैं, लेकिन वो परम पुरुष है और उनसे हमारा रिश्तेदार होती है, और वो रिश्तेदार से हमको सब कुछ सिद्ध होती है, वो जानने का है। और मैं संक्षेप कर रहा हूँ, कि आपको करने गए तो जान सकते हैं तो प्रश्न भगवान देते हैं। तो ऐसे नहीं कि सिर्फ दृष्टि के लिए, दर्शन के लिए किया, नहीं। उसका अंतिम नतीजा नहीं कि हम भगवान का दर्शन मिलेंगे। भगवान का दर्शन तो यहीं पर खड़े हैं भगवान। आप सोच सकते हैं कि ये तो विग्रह है, ये किसे बनाया है, किससे बनाया है, इसे दारू से बनाया है, आप ऐसा बोल सकते हैं आप। लेकिन भक्त को ऐसा नहीं दिखता है। वो भक्त को दिखता है कि साक्षात भगवान यहाँ पर खड़े हैं हमारे लिए खड़े हैं ताकि हम दर्शन कर सकें। सब गुरु होते हैं, उनके वास्ते से एक परंपरा बातें भैया पूछने का और जानने के जो वो परंपरा में आते हैं। ऐसे नहीं कि आप इंजीनियरिंग पढ़ते हैं तो किसी न किसी लोग से रोड में कोई होगा तो उससे जान लेंगे कि इंजीनियर क्या है, मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग क्या है बोल के। वो नहीं, वहाँ पर कॉलेज होती है, उसमें एडमिशन है और उसको क्वालिफिकेशन होती है। आपको पढ़ने का है, अंदर एडमिट होने का है, उसके बाद क्लास अटेंड करने का है, एग्जाम करने का है, उसको आपको टेस्ट सब करके, एग्जाम करके, इंटरव्यू करके आपको देंगे सर्टिफिकेट, ठीक है अच्छा चलेगा इंजीनियर है। उसका तरीका भी ऐसी होती है। कोई एक गुरु स्वीकार करना चाहते हैं, मांगता है और उसके बाद पढ़ सकते हैं और आप ग्रेजुएशन पता है कि गुरु चाहिए। बिना गुरु आपका मन ऐसा वैसा चलेगा।
और मुझे डाउट ये था, मैंने अभी तक भगवत गीता पढ़ा नहीं
नहीं है और यूट्यूब में जाएंगे देखेंगे बहुत लोग कुछ कुछ बोलेंगे।
नहीं, मतलब मैंने
रामानंद सागर कोई गुरु के द्वारा नहीं किया, गुरु के नीचे बैठ के सबसे मशहूर जो रामायण है उसको ले लिया पैसा बनाने के लिए। वो भी भक्त बन गए शायद, तो कुछ सेवा तो किए हैं, सब लोग का ध्यान में आ गए कि रामायण अच्छा है, ऐसा तो किया है सेवा। लेकिन वो ऐसा नहीं किया कि वो गुरु के परंपरा में आके किया ऐसा वैसा तो किया बहुत कुछ ठीक है। लेकिन आप सीरियस होंगे और आप सीरियल देने के और जानना चाहते हैं तो गुरु के साथ पाठ लेने का है। जैसे मतलब है कि आप इंजीनियर बन सकते हैं जब आप कॉलेज में जाएंगे और प्रोफेसर के नीचे पढ़ेंगे। ऐसे नहीं कि रोड में जो कुछ भी देखेंगे इंजीनियरिंग पढ़ लेंगे।